tipsters, YouTubers, and tweeters. Here we go. The IDP 411. Trying to get real for you guys after the bumper. What's up, fellas? Chicks, whoever you're going to be, my tweeters, my tipsters. Hey, so today we are going to talk about my man, Quincy Williams. You want to talk about going from under the radar to rock star real quick? His junior season, very underwhelming, kind of average kid. Didn't do that great. Had 57 tackles, one tackle for loss. Just kind of an average football player at Murray State. And then his senior season kind of went bonkers. 111 tackles, 9.5 tackles for loss, 2 interceptions, 1 for a touchdown. Went kind of crazy. He's always been the brother of Quinton Williams, who was drafted, in the top 5 of the draft, and also in my group. He went from undrafted free agent to third-round draft pick, and now is probably going to be the starting linebacker with Telvin Smith, not on the team, taking a step away. We'll see how long that takes for him if he stays away, because they're finding the crap out of him for not being at camp. We're talking like $44,000 for day 3 is what they find Telvin Smith. But the kid's a solid player. He's obviously under the radar because he went to Murray State. Murray State, decent school for what they did last year. Most people know Murray State because of the player being drafted in the NBA tonight. Well, Jay Morant, who is probably going to be drafted in top 3, if not number 2, behind Zion Williamson. But that's what they're really known for. This kid really flew under the radar. He's a small kid, 5'11", 225, but he could also be one of those players that kind of comes out of nowhere and plays really well. And another player that he compares to, 6 foot 225, and was second in the team in tackles last year. By the way, real quick, Quincy Williams was number 2 in the FCS last year in tackles per game. It's 7.1 tackles per game. That's pretty crazy, right? I mean, if he could average 7 tackles a game in the NFL, every single one of us are going to grab him, right? He would be a monster year guy, right? And I think he's one of those guys that could obviously be a steal for you because he's flying under the radar with a lot of people. A lot of people think Miles Jack's going to have a big year, which I think he is. But this kid could have a quiet, pretty solid year. And he's not very big, so I compare him to a player that I think that he compares well with, who was second in teams in tackles last year for the Tennessee Titans, and that's Jayon Brown. 6 foot, 225 pounds, pretty rangy, about the same speed. They're both 4'5", 4'6" kids, and really have a great nose for the football. Very instinctive. Calais Campbell earlier in OTAs and stuff said that he reminded him of Marcel Darius, how he always goes after the ball and goes, has an instincts to go get him. Now, Marcel Darius is one of the top defensive players in all of the NFL. So to get that kind of comparison from your own, from a guy like Calais Campbell, who is a rock star in himself, is huge, right? Can he live up to that hype? I think he can, because him coming from, me, I like guys who fly under the radar and come from small schools. Just like Nasir Adderley, he's big on me because he went to Delaware, and this kid went to Murray State. These are the kind of kids that I love to talk about because they're gems. I mean, they went from nobody to somebody, and now could be just one of those people that you just didn't see coming. Well, I mean, obviously I see him coming because I love to watch college football and, evaluate players throughout their entire careers from high school on. So I'm really high on this kid. I like the fact that he plays very downhill and goes after people. I love that he can drop in coverage, and that's his only knock. He's not phenomenal in coverage, but I think that's something he can easily work on. And they've got a really good back end there in Jacksonville anyway, so he just has to play smart, and I think he can do that because their front four is stupid, and they're very, very talented, and that will just help him and Miles Jack out in general. Watch out for this kid. I think he's going to be a monster. I think he's going to have a big year. Again, follow us, www.theidptipster.com. Go follow us on YouTube. Retweet this today. My first 5 retweeters that aren't followed or that I don't follow are new followers, new subscriptions. I'll give you a free subscription. New follower, if you bring on somebody, I'll give them a free subscription as well. So if you're doing a subscription and you bring somebody on, I'll give you and the person you bring on a follower, right? So follow me on Twitter, check us out, and let's be honest. I just brought up something recently. We're going to start the Dirty Old Podcast in just a couple weeks, where we're going to be talking about that dirty offense, right? Because we're at the IDP website. So we want to broaden the horizons, help you guys out on Wednesday nights before the Thursday games. So the Dirty Old Podcast is coming. So be aware of that. We are growing every day, a couple hundred followers just in this month. So we appreciate it. We appreciate the go. I'm a little red today. I spent too much time on the beach and then the golf course. But in a little bit, I'm going to go watch them good guys, my man Chucky, in about an hour. So remember to follow us, hook your boys up, and if you need anything, we're here for you. Let's go, let's go, let's go, tweeters, tipsters, and my peeps.